everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here, hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have a new reveal and some new exciting teases for Marvel's Thunderbolts, as well as some more of a bit of an explanation about the overall film itself from one of the star cast members, David Harbour. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys, everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Marvel related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from comicbook.com as an overall garnering source. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well, as this does actually come as an exclusive report and kind of interview from them there as well. As they read, Marvel's Thunderbolts star David Harbour has recently taken to tease why the title has an asterisk to the title. Like when it was newly revealed a new logo, it kind of was also revealed of a new title for the movie. Like it's still Thunderbolts, but they added this random asterisk at the end of the title. There was some explanation for that at D23, but it was very loose. Essentially that loose explanation that they gave us at D23 a couple of weeks ago, and as well at Comic-Con Hall H, was it was pretty much supposed to symbolize like a bullet hole in some kind of manner, and that's kind of what a lot of people were taking from it as well. So, as their article reads, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is posed to get a major shakeup next year in 2025 with the release of the new ensemble movie Thunderbolts. The film will see a number of returning MCU heroes and anti-heroes join forces in a deadly new fight, including Black Widow fan favorite, the Red Guardian, played by David Harbour. As fans wait for the project's first trailer to be officially released by Marvel Studios, they have of course exclusively shown it at D23 and at Comic-Con Hall H a couple of weeks ago now. Marvel Studios has already courted a lot of speculation by adding an asterisk at the Thunderbolts title, almost kind of renaming it as I had mentioned, without explaining exactly what that could really mean. As I had mentioned, they gave us a brief, loose explanation kind of to what it is and what it means essentially. It's supposed to be like this bullet hole in a weird way. Now, while speaking to comicbook.com most recently about his role as Box Lunch's brand ambassador, Harbour had teased the significance of Thunderbolts asterisk, as well as what fans can anticipate and expect from the film as a whole, with new reveals and new teases. He says that they're, in quote, they retroactively put this asterisk in, Harbour goes on to explain. The asterisk was an idea that someone had. What can I say that's not going to get me in trouble? The asterisk is very cool. I understand why people might put an asterisk there. I'm excited for the viewers to see that as well. But I just can't say any more. Ending that quote right there. As I had mentioned, it's very loose and very brief, very similar to kind of some of those references, explanations for what this asterisk is and this new title kind of to be revealed, new logo along with that there as well for the Thunderbolts movie coming out in July of next year, or much rather May of next year. And as I had mentioned, the safest route and option to kind of give that a bit of an explanation is that it's supposed to symbolize like these bullet holes essentially. That's kind of what they had given us at D23 and at Comic-Con, as I had mentioned. So, moving forward and onward, when asked about the rumor mill surrounding Thunderbolts asterisk, Harbour had revealed that, in quote, "I've started to move away from all of that because I feel like I just run into AI articles. I'm like, who even wrote this? This isn't even English." But I think that it can get dangerous because I don't want to hear what everyone's opinion is about all kinds of stuff about me. But we are very comic book true, which I was pleased about. I think that there might be some speculation of what people understand about the comics as opposed to people that have actually read the comics. I think that there's a lot of experts out there that get very, very annoyed at things. And you kind of go back and you actually look at it and you might see something different. I think that we're very into this idea, and yet it is of course very surprising because I don't think Red Guardian is in any way of the Thunderbolt stuff. So they are kind of just adding things like they are adding and surprising you with things, but you also have to know that there's a lot of stuff that they've done to make it comic accurate as well. And leave that quote right there, a lot of new reveals in that whole brief explanation right there, let alone he, for one, is acknowledging like the Thunderbolts movie isn't going to be 110% comic accurate. We've already known this, like it's not the same Thunderbolts lineup that we have and know from the comics actually. They're introducing a few different characters, even in reference into mentioning that his character of Red Guardian isn't technically a part of the, I mean, depending on which comic book run you look at, isn't technically a part of the comic accurate version of the Thunderbolts lineup. So there is that. He also goes on and towards the earlier side of that quote into mentioning of how he tries to avoid and move away from those articles and those different kind of reports. People kind of like me, quite honestly, and it even feels like he's running into AI articles. It's something I haven't actually heard about before, but you know, it is kind of true out there. Like, it is getting to a point of where AI is kind of causing a bit of a rupture when it comes to this industry insider reporting and things of that nature. Things just don't make sense, and you know, got kind of whatnot, essentially. Mentioning and explaining, acknowledging of how that stuff can be very hurtful, like hearing and reading things about yourself online, whether it's negative, positive, you don't know what you're going to run into. So it's kind of that kind of scenario with that. He himself is very pleased with how they have handled this project, the film, the story, the narrative, and the characters, though, however, and that's what's really important to me, and probably to you as well, being a comic book fan and a Marvel fan out there as well. Having different little surprises, though, however, is a huge thing for the Marvel movies. Like, yeah, sure, they're supposed to be based upon the comics and supposed to be comic accurate, but what's the point of it if it's the same exact narrative and the same exact story over again, but just translated into an actual live action movie? Pretty much is what he's getting at. Like, you're gonna want to have those surprises, and that's something that Thunderbolts does really well, he says. He says and reveals in another quote, making a movie, you can't really look outside for critics and critiques because everybody sees the poster and they have an opinion automatically. Harbour continues, you're like, just watch the 2-hour movie, and if you still hate it, great. Love it? Great. But, like, you've got to give us a chance. I think all of this speculation in the world is like my fantasies about dying or what. I mean, it's like you can fantasize about horrific things or whatever until you actually see this thing. I'm very proud of this movie, of what we shot. I hear it's playing well internally, and I'm excited for people to see it. I think it's going to be really surprising for people as well. I think people have seen from the trailer, from the shots, I think it's a pretty cool direction of the MCU's sort of making now, and I'm excited to be a part of that. Ending that quote right there. Once again, a very huge heavy load right there as well, into reveals and explanations there as well. It's a great point as if to people see a poster for any given project, a Marvel project or not, inside and out of that franchise, and automatically have an opinion about it. Like, oh, it just looks absolute dog crap, you know, based off of the poster, or even based off of the teaser trailer. I mean, that's what teaser trailers are there for, and, you know, first exclusive footage or whatever, that's there to help kind of lure you in and kind of give you an idea about the project, any given project, as I had mentioned, if you're going to want to take the time to go see it, essentially. But he has a very true point there. Like, people have to give a chance to these projects and to these movies, especially. Give them a chance, give it the light of day to go take the time to watch it, the 2-hour movie, and then form an opinion on it is really important. You see a lot of people inside and out of the Marvel franchise forming their opinions, very hateful opinions even at that, on any given project before even seeing it, before it's even out. And I think that Star Wars, which if you are a Star Wars fan out there, has recently fallen into this with the Acolyte. I mean, granted, after the matter of the Acolyte actually rolling out all of its episodes, that is then when it is probably more appropriate for people to actually roll out actual opinions on the given project from that there as well. Point being is that a lot of people had judged, you know, for example, as I had mentioned, the Acolyte before it was even out, based not even on its teaser trailer, like simply based off of its poster, its and teaser poster and you know, stuff of that nature, and then its actual trailer from there. Not actually giving it the light of day, not actually giving it a chance, a fair play, really at that. Anyway, guys, this here all being said, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Peace out.